My name is Mrs. Angela Taylor, spelled T-A-Y-L-E-R. And I'm living in hell. I'm attacked every single night. These are professional people. I have my windows and doors alarmed, tied up, doors locked, bolted, wedged. And they still do it. They still get in. They still attack me. My nose is smashed to pieces. I've got broken ribs. They drill holes in my head and under my camera, smashed to pieces. But I don't know if you can see, my hair is just completely gone. Where they burn these bandages, like invisible bandages, into my head. I really wish you could see it. But you can see it's bald anyway. My hairline's gone. I've got scars from my head to my feet. The police totally ignore me. I've sent emails to MPs. I've been to the American Embassy to get in touch with the FBI. MI6 was crazy because you go near their buildings and the cameras just zoom in on you. But for some reason, I go near the buildings and the cameras move away from me. Like I'm being hidden. I mean, these burns that they put in me, it's like all trackers and monitoring devices. It's a cyber custody, prison, jail. What hackers get. So they're monitored every time they go on to their computer or any phone, and it sort of logs them in on like a magic Bluetooth. This has been going on now since 2019. I've made so many videos and put them out there, and I'm shadow banned, totally restricted. I mean, I don't know if they still are, but I'm calling for YouTube to release my videos and show them. I have been chased all over the country. At home. You know, people getting into my flat when I'm not there, poisoning and drugging my food, my drinks, my coffee, my sugar. I've been attacked in every single way possible. Hidden cameras, in the light bulbs, in the smoke detectors, screws, in everything. There's even something that they put over the mirrors and shiny surfaces, you know, like your toilet. Like the tiles in your bathroom, the shower head, everywhere. I mean, this is how they know I'm asleep when they attack me. Because, you know, obviously, I've stayed awake all night, hoping that I'd catch them and find out how they're getting in. Be in a position that I'd be able to defend myself. But no. They're too frightened of a 57-year-old grandmother. There's nothing legitimate about this. I have a clean criminal record. They're hiding me. See, this is the thing, they're hiding me. Now, I know about 15 years ago I was left an inheritance. I mean, I suspected at the time. Just too horrendous for words. Even how I was left the inheritance. It's... This counsellor, supposed to be my friend and neighbour's friend, until I caught her outside our house, and this was 15 years ago. I'd left my flat and I glanced over and saw them all at their door, and they were really like shifty and panicky. I thought they were shifty and panicky over my friend because they said they were concerned about her. But actually they were concerned because I saw them. Because they kind of panicked. She was there with some guy. I don't know who it was. Grey hair, short guy, skinny. And we're very concerned about Joni. She won't open the door to us. So I went round to the door and I knocked on it, and the door opened immediately. I walked in, past my friend, and walked it's only a tiny little flat, and I looked round. I couldn't see nothing out of place, and as I walked back to her, she was sitting on a chair near the hallway, and I crouched down in front of her and I said, "What's wrong? What's happened?" All she said to me was, "I want them to leave." She was shaking. I got up straight away and I walked out and I said, "She really wants you to leave." Then I got she was pouring it on. "Oh, do you know, she's got an absolute fortune. Not just a fortune, not a real great fortune. And she's got no family." I looked at her. I felt sick. I said, "Wow, that's a shame. I mean, she wants you to go." Yeah, but she's got a real fortune and she has nobody. It was revolting. I said, "Yeah, she still wants you to go." I don't know what she was suggesting, but I know it wasn't anything good. And then I spent some time away from home. No, I wasn't in prison. 6 months. And I pulled up outside my block and I looked straight up to her flat. I was so looking forward to seeing her. They were just taking her things out of her And I remember as I was standing there looking over to where the counsellor lived, it was only a couple of doors away from the block. And I knew what happened. Well, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but you know it was her. Or who else she roped in on her sick little plan. Only she came running out to me, this counsellor. Oh yeah, she died. She just died. And she didn't leave a will. So her great fortune's gone to the council. Yeah. I felt sick. I looked at her and I said, how did she die? Oh, she just died. And the funeral? Yeah, that's all done. It's all done, it's finished, yeah. Nothing to do. I just looked at her and walked away. I think it was the very next day I was looking out of my front room window and I see this counsellor, oh, you know, get up. Mayoress, oh, that's a turn of events. Big posh car. And the guy that was with her when she was trying to get into her flat was driving. She looked back at me. She knew I knew. But it was like, obviously I didn't know what it was. I suddenly got very ill. And although I didn't forget, it was like, what could I do? I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't know who she got her to do her dirty work. I didn't know nothing about the inheritance. I couldn't even work out what she was doing living in a tiny little flat, cancelled flat, when she has a great fortune. Obviously, she lives next to me. She befriended me. It has a lot to do with me, but I don't know how. I don't know why. I just know that she asked for my help. I helped her. We became friends. Not that I would impose on her, but I don't know. Anyway, obviously, me becoming ill and very, very forgetful was something that now for 17 years they have plagued me with this, drugging me, poisoning me. I told my mum what I thought had happened and what was said, and she kind of half ignored me. I didn't realise what a massive part my mum had played in this, as she was the one who could feed me the poison and the weight gain and the wipe your memory drugs. But when it got really, really apparent, I mean, I just thought I was unlucky. You know, big fight at the pub on my son's birthday. Not that I go to pubs, but it's his birthday and we all go out And the police pounce on, well, the bouncers first of all, pounce on some innocent guy. Then all the police come and they pounce on me. It's like, things just didn't make sense, but I thought I was just unlucky. I thought, nasty, cowardly police, big crowd, want to pick on the smallest, oldest, insignificant person. They ripped my clothes off, they gassed me, point blank. And then they sat on me. So I couldn't breathe. Not that I could breathe with this. I mean, for 3 weeks after this happened, my skin was just peeling off my face in sheets. Phony trial. See, this is something I've got used to now. Nothing is real around me. I'm surrounded by actors pretending to do a court case where they find me guilty of assaulting 4 police officers, even though I'm the one who's injured. I'm the one who hasn't done anything. And my son. They woke my son shouted, "That's my mum, leave her alone." Because it was horrific what they were doing to me. And they jumped on him, battered him, and he also got found guilty. He was a security guard. He lost his job over it. He was doing really well in his job. Security for Simon Cowell's building, Sony building. He loved his job. I couldn't even start to count the cost of what it's cost me and my family. I've been abducted by the police. But it started, I went to the police because, yeah, see, this is where it got crazy. I started going out with this guy. I stayed single for about 5 years after I split up with my partner I'd been with for untold years. God rest his soul. Anyway, I was things got real nasty. Anyway, 2017, he tries to kill me. Waits till I'm in bed with my eyes shut, batters me. The first punch, as soon as I shut my eyes, bang! The first punch got me, right here. And then I was just punched stupid everywhere, strangled. I was smothered in bruises, left me with brain damage. Several sub-centimetres of brain damage, substantial brain damage. They said I would have fits or blackouts. I could lose the sight of my right eye. But none of that happened. I healed. I healed real good. And, I mean, God is good. God has worked miracles in my life despite being stalked, harassed. I mean, obviously I left him after that. And every device I pick up, they're talking to me on predictive text. That's the database. And somehow they was in my database. What they didn't realise is that I was picking up everything they were saying. They must have had that text talk left on. I was picking up every conversation they had. I found out that they was drugging me and poisoning me at home. Him and his side piece. I didn't find that bit out yet. No, I realised they was stalking me. That's what I found out first of all. They were stalking me. They had possession of every device, and I didn't know how they were doing it. My files going missing, my photos going missing, my email being swiped away from me. Literally, they are sitting on admin. I have to ask my other phone for permission to sign out or to do anything. And my email's only been on that one device. But this is what they do. They swipe the authority on everything. There are so many third-party licenses, most of them from the get-out. Apache. Now it's a lot of authority ones. You know, a clear sign there's a lot of government in it. I mean, this is now. But you know, I couldn't have nothing and I was being stalked and the police wouldn't do anything. It's obvious that he had tried to kill me. I showed them proof of my brain damage, photographs of the massive bruising around my face and my throat. No, they wouldn't do nothing. And I couldn't live like that. They had all my banking stuff. I mean, this is how done it. I'd left my phone when I left because I left in a bit of a hurry. And I signed in my Gmail into my new phone, and I could see my old phone following me about everywhere. I mean, how does that happen? Obviously, they had my old phone, and they're following me everywhere. Sitting out in my car park. No, it was really... I had no idea that my mum had anything to do with it, but I mean, it turns out my mum had hired my partner when I first started going out with him. So his priorities was always just to be my handler, to make sure I couldn't do anything or go anywhere or remember anything. Make sure that there's plenty of chaos and aggravation around me all the time, so I can't think straight. I weren't allowed my phone, I weren't allowed my apps. And I couldn't get no answers from anybody. And I really felt like he had the advantage of following me around where, you know, I think I only saw him once, and what was on the apps, following me about everywhere. And the police wouldn't do anything. So I had to go back. I had to find out what was happening. I saw a lot of stuff. They were doing this cross-platform, everything. Cross-platform Facebook, they're linked into everything. cross-platform computers. Look at my desktop. I've got 7 computers. All in my... I looked up the apps because I was going to do some deleting apps. And for an hour on a fast scroll, and I filmed it on my phone, hacking apps. Every hacking app that you could possibly imagine. Scrolling at fast speed for over an hour. That's how many there was. Swappers, grabbers, snatchers, Cain and Abel, everything that steals, swaps, probes. The list just was so extensive. There were still ways of getting them out of my computer. I deleted all their apps. I got I was kind of putting up half a good fight. But then every time I was on my computer trying to get them out, I had my ex doing his nut because I'm in my computer again. It was like a 2-way attack. Well, actually, it was about 15 ways, but the most apparent was these 2 that I had constant. He was building an annex next door, and he wouldn't. This is how I started seeing it with my predictive text. Is I'd go to write a message, and I'd get something like, yeah, I'll bury her in the back. No one will miss her, and you'll be happy. And it's serious, crazy stuff like this. Yeah, I watched him, and no, he wasn't filling in the hole. I mean, he's already tried to kill me. I gave it to him point blank, what he was doing, because of the bits and pieces that I was picking up. Probably through their messages that they're sending to each other. And yeah, he was guilty. I mean, his response was, stop upsetting yourself. Stop upsetting myself. My God. I was like, no, Dave. It's totally you upsetting me. And there I am. I'm looking at where he's intending to bury me while I'm talking to him. He did fill in the hole a little shortly after that. I think it was eating him as well because he knew I know. But you know, his wife before was murdered supposedly by her son for the £10,000 that he had to pay her as a divorce settlement, and supposedly the son has killed her for that 10 grand. But you know what the lucky thing was? And yes, I'm being sarcastic here. She died a day before it went through and finalised. So guess who got the 10 grand? Yeah. And the fact that she was beaten to death. Much the same way as he tried to get rid of me. Isn't that funny? Anyway, I had things like my brakes didn't work. And I'm on my way to London from Essex, skidding across the dual carriageway. So I phoned him out, car home, and my brakes said, oh, that's all right, just carry on. Dear, oh dear. I mean, I can laugh about them things now. But what's not funny is the holes being drilled in my head. The constant attacks, not just on my privacy, but my body. I am covered in scars. I'm followed everywhere I go. There's somebody with their phone, like this, on the corner. Not just the odd person, I'm talking about everywhere I go. Can't report nothing. Can't go to the hospital. I can't see my doctor. I haven't been able to see my doctor for 4 years. And I moved doctors because goodness. I mean, so much has happened in these 7 years, nearly. You know, that it got crazy. You know, I go quiet because not because I'm searching for something to say, but because all of a sudden there's like 10 instances all happened at the same time, and I've got to choose one to talk about that isn't going to drag me off down another rabbit hole on something else that's really, really important. So I'm trying to stay on track as trying to be as broad as I can, overhaul, sort of just skimming. Anyway, it was horrendous. Flat tyres every morning, my brakes being cut, being hacked constantly. I heard someone coming in the back door. I thought it was my son. I knew there was something really. I started going to bed with a kosh. No, it was going to do me any good. I didn't know they were drugging me. I'm a light sleeper. Like it matters with these people with their chloroform and whatever else they give you to keep you asleep while they're burning holes in you and operating on your head and drilling holes and slicing and dicing and burning bandages in your head. I mean, the scars. Do you know, I really wish I had a camera like that. Nothing. I got scars all over me, all over my body, all over my face, all over my head. So yeah, I was trying to find the best time to leave him. I knew I had to, and it was like, am I ready to leave? It was like I knew there was so much more that I had to find out. It's not like I had any help. So yeah, eventually I did leave. And I kept thinking, you know, I'm going to have to go back. Oh, my whole life was falling apart. My family acting like nutcases. And being yeah, then the attack started. This is when I noticed that they was attacking me and burning holes, and they were leaving scars and holes. Whereas they'd done it quite discreetly. I just thought I had alopecia, and Although I didn't know why I had these straight bald patches, like somebody had cut my head with a razor. But it wasn't it. It's whatever they do. But that was like 17 years ago. 16 years ago. So they've been doing it for a long time. I just didn't think nothing of it. And yeah, I left. And I thought I'd just go through the database. And I realised there was, I spent 3 days straight with no sleep finding out what they was doing. But the first night and I found out they were drugging me and poisoning me. They were coming in with their friends and raping me. They were talking about how they were filming me. Do you know, it's just so sick. They are completely demented, and they do these things. No, they're never going to get caught because the only witness is unconscious. But these are sick psychos, and they want you to know that they've done something. So, you know, you've had a good beating, and then they're filming you in your own home, so they can have a good laugh when you're struggling. Oh. And then they've got to find some way of letting you know. Well, when I left, I had people coming up to me saying, have you ever seen The Truman Show? I had my social worker telling me what I was eating and what I wasn't eating. I said, how do you know? I caught her breaking into my house 3 times. As I'm getting injured and I've got these burns, I go to the hospital, I'm not allowed to see a doctor. I could see they were planning to kill my son. Because in their words, he knew too much. So obviously, they were getting him to do things. And you know, it was at a time when, yeah, his friends was beating him up for some reason, unknown reason. The awful things that was happening to us. I go to the police station and I'm trying to explain to them how I know what they're doing. And they lock me up. No, they don't have to look into your ex-partner attacking you and leaving you with brain damage. No, they can just lock you up in a psych ward where nobody knows you're there. And they can wipe your memory properly in there. I was attacked so badly. You know, I was getting these burns in the hospital as well. I got released by the tribunal. See, absolutely nothing wrong with my behaviour. It was Coffee. Coffee, the health minister, the MP. Yeah, she's the one who signed me. She came down to the police station and signed me in personally. Oh, it was her complete double that happened to be Coffee. Do you know? They make sure you're isolated. My friends stopped talking to me. Or they were being killed if they tried to help me. You know, they just suddenly died out of nowhere. Yeah, just died. So we were staying at this hotel in Clacton. 2 people died after I mentioned that I was talking to him. His side piece's boyfriend disappeared after a big row out in the car park. Never see him again. I mean, yeah, you'd think, yeah, he got shot of her. He's just gone. But no, there was a lot of reasons to suggest that he wasn't going to just disappear. Things like he was the one who lived in the hotel. It was his room, not hers. So they have a row, and all of a sudden he disappears, she's in the flat. And she made a really good witness for when my ex tried to kill me. So that's at least 2 people killed, 1 missing, 1 attempted murder, and then somebody who just died after she phoned me after finding out that I got battered. Yeah, and Dave was talking to me on Facebook. Yeah, she just died. That Carol, she died last night. How did she die? Yeah, she just died. It's like these psychos, you know, it's the exact same response as this counsellor that lived just a couple of doors away from me, right in the very beginning. It's like that is all they know to say. So yeah, this is just within 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 3 people died, 1 missing and 1 attempted murder. Wow. And the same police officer, I mean obviously I can't say his name, so we just call him Redbeard, yeah? So we know it's what. So, but this Redbeard comes in and he's dealing with every single one of these cases. And despite the proof that I gave him, he said he can't pursue it because it was only a head injury. Do you know what? You can pursue it if you just got a slap. I showed him the proof. Anyway, I had this attacks from this point. Attacks, and this is full on. I mean, people approaching me with machetes and spikes and attacking me. I had to leave my flat because I couldn't keep them out. And I knew they could kill me in that flat and nobody would even know about it. So I tried living on the street. I thought, at least they can't just kill me. There's usually a witness or cameras or something like that. Oh, everywhere I went, I was surrounded by about 15 people that all wanted to be my friend. Really bad actors, all trying to kill me. But yeah, I'm being sidetracked. So this time when I left, I found out I could find out everything I wanted to know in their database, and I didn't have to go back. Unfortunately, I found out what they've been doing, their opinions on it, filming me in my bathroom, cameras, or this oil on the ceramics, or whatever they do inside my toilet bowl. They was like the most twisted, decrepit people you could possibly imagine. Yeah, my ex was a Mason, and I didn't actually give it much thought that he had all these connections. Not that the counsellor didn't have enough connections of her own. And the hacker was his side piece. Although I think it was the hacker chose him because of me. I kind of think it went in that direction. It's like everything was a setup. Everything was a setup. So yeah, then I went home and I actually made the place safe. I missed a big chunk there. I stayed at... I see them demonstrating, and this is like during lockdown. I mean, it was horrendous for me. I couldn't phone no one, couldn't text no one. My friends all stopped talking to me because they will be a message like I was insulting them and saying horrible things, which I wasn't. It was them. But I couldn't even, you know, with my friends being killed, people I've spoken to, it was better to stay away from them anyway. I've lost so many people. Seen so much. So I'm isolated. Everything's shut. You've got to do everything online. I can't. Everything is blocked and monitored doing everything. Error 404 on everything that I do in every direction that I turn on the computer. But I did have their database. And I found out so much about their team and what they were going to do and how they were going to do it and how they were following me and how I couldn't go anywhere without them knowing where I am and what they're doing. I mean, I could go on doing this video for a year and I wouldn't even scratch the surface. But yeah, anyway, there was a protest camp during this time. Stop HS2. I was very passionate about it. I'm really sick of taxpayers' money being given to private companies in a big rip-off, big rip-off, disgusting corruption that goes on in this country. And yeah, before I know it, the camps doubled, of course. But I had nowhere else to go. I was being attacked and things burnt into my head. I mean, like stones sliced all down my neck. I got things in. I've even got plastic burnt into my eyeball. And it was, I had to stay there. I had to stay there because there was cameras on Euston Square, where the protest camp was. There, you know, there is 24-hour surveillance. I would have thought anyone could see who was approaching my tent. I was safe out in that tent. In fact, I wasn't safe anywhere. Then I was in my own home. It was all their cameras in my home. I suppose at this point I didn't realise it was the government. It was the police. Then the police swooped on the camp, shut it all down. And I went back home. Locked everything up in the flat, and I actually managed to keep them out. And you see, this is what happens when you actually keep them away, is they then send the police in, who must speak to you because they're very concerned about you. No, you're not allowed to make a report, but they're very concerned. You know, this mental health thing. Yeah. Evidently, everyone's concerned about my mental health. And I actually had them kick in 2 front doors, because I got 2 front doors, and drag me out in cuffs, nearly breaking my arm because they're concerned about me. Now, what I didn't know is they've put like a banking chip in my hand. So they've made this business, probably under my name, because they stole my identity when they stole my inheritance. And they have to have access to me at all times, so they can rob me. Rob me of the money that they are pretending to give me, for phony companies. I mean, I touched, I think about 6 months after I'd left him, I touched the payment thing, you know, where you tap your card. And I didn't have a card in my hand, and it said declined. So I knew that they'd put this in my hand. I didn't know what it could be for. But it's got to be this. This catch thing to say that they are, that like I can't deny that I have this account, even though I don't know what the account number is. I don't know what bank it's at. Although I know there's been loads of accounts made up in my name. And even when I found out absolutely that there is an account there, they have denied it. So the banks are actually involved as well. Royal Bank of Scotland, I went in there and with my passport, and they said, yes, your account's pending. I said, can you shut it down, please, because I didn't open it. Oh no, you have to do that online. I said, I spent half an hour telling you why I couldn't do anything online. Yeah, they ushered me out that bank really quick, telling me to be quiet. I said, you're responsible for every bit of money that gets put through that account. They don't care. So yeah, they are absolutely in everything. The police abduct me when people can't get access to me. I mean, I can't stop them getting access to me at the moment, so I'm just attacked night after night after night after night. Police won't do anything. No one on National Crime Agency. You know, I'm being trafficked. Basically, I'm being trafficked. Trafficked. I have given nobody permission to enter my home. I have got no privacy. I have given nobody permission to fit cameras in my house, in my bathroom. Come on. I mean, seriously. I could go on a million things. I've been to... I left home and I went to Scotland. Attacked. Followed. Cancel. Finally helped me, and they put me in a hotel where I was attacked. Where there were people waiting for me. Where the police dragged me out of and locked me up in Edinburgh Hospital. Where I was in a ward full of actors. Patients, nurses, doctors. All actors. I got out of there after a week. They're very concerned about my memory. I mean, they tell me straight. You know, they really try to terrify you. I managed to give them a slip. They were going to transfer me back to St Pancras Hospital, the one that I'm always taken to, where the whole hospital, I can't say for certain if the cleaners were involved, but yeah, the rest of them are. And it's like the occupational therapist seems to be very high up on the who's in charge. I've been taken into there about 4 times, 5 times. At every hotel, when I gave them the slip in Edinburgh, every hotel that I stayed at, even the Hilton, I'm attacked. The hotels give them the keys to assault me. Burns all over me. I think I've forgotten what it's like to sleep properly. They literally have terrorised me for years and years and years, and nobody would do anything. And it seems like everybody's involved. I mean, the hospitals are. They're involved, even if the real doctors and nurses, when I go there, I have to wait until my entourage arrives and they deal with me. But the hospitals still know about it. So they know it's happening and they do nothing. Oh, that's me. I've got to go.